Ramesh Balsekar said that no one can ever get enlightened. But let's explore what he means by that. So I'm going to read a couple of lines from Ramesh Balsekar's book, Confusion No More. He says, "What is the significance of the statement, no one can get enlightenment? What does it mean? This is the very root of the teaching. It means that it's stupid for any so called master to ask anyone to do anything to achieve or get enlightenment. The core of this simple statement means, according to my concept, that enlightenment is the annihilation of the one who wants enlightenment. If there is enlightenment, which can only happen because it is the will of God, then it means that the one who had earlier wanted enlightenment has been annihilated. So no one can achieve enlightenment, and therefore no one can enjoy enlightenment. Let's look at this. Who wants enlightenment? The one that wants enlightenment is basically a collection of thoughts and identifications. And some of the identifications are that if I achieve enlightenment, then my troubles in life will just vanish. If I achieve enlightenment, somehow I will attain a state so peaceful or so blissful that nothing ever will disrupt that peace. And the master here says that that is not true, because it is the nature of phenomenality that things change. And acceptance of change, acceptance of what is, that means the things the way they are, the unpredictable flow of life. Acceptance of that is peace, but not as a permanent state of mind. The one who is trying to seek enlightenment is going in that direction to pursue an outcome. There is a specific purpose in mind, to achieve something, to believe that one does not have it already. So it begins with this assumption that I am not peaceful right now. And why does that assumption come? Because we are identified with the content of what is happening externally. Yes, a lot of things may not be working according to our preferences, and since we are identified with those things, my job, I'm not getting a promotion in my job, my business, I'm not getting good results in my business, relationships, my relationships are not the way I imagined them to be. So in all these areas, I'm trying to fix things, correct things. And somehow we are told at some point that if you attain that state, that permanent state of bliss, of supreme happiness, then these problems will go away. And that achievement requires total dedication to it. So some basically prescribe methods and practices to achieve some state. But the masters here say that if something is attained, if something is attainable, then it can be lost as well. This can happen in relationships. This can happen in financial situations. I mean, we have seen this flow of life, right? Money comes in, money goes out. It's never constant. And that is why we value, that is why we enjoy. We say that we don't enjoy when the money goes out. And we feel thrilled when the money comes in. But feeling of thrill when the money comes in is because there is a disappointment when it goes out. So the thrill is actually connected to that disappointment. Now, acceptance of both of these scenarios, that money is going to come, but money is also going to get out, brings peace of mind. So, the last desire that a spiritual seeker has is enlightenment, because the seeker sees enlightenment as a solution to quote unquote their problems. But enlightenment, as imagined by people as a permanent state of bliss, is no solution to any worldly problems, because problems are going to show up in relationships, in financial situations, in businesses, in job, whatever you're doing, there is going to be the opposite. The only peace that one can experience is when one completely accepts the duality, the link of opposites, interconnected link of opposites. So when one accepts that whatever happens in life, whatever one gets in life is connected to the dualistic opposite. So when one gets happiness, let's say even when a child is born, one feels happy, one celebrates. But when that child undergoes suffering, small sufferings, even small sufferings like, getting them vaccinated, running around to get them good education, schooling, college, marriage, it never ends. So the pain comes attached with that happiness that is celebrated in the beginning. Does that mean we should not have children? No, not at all. Does that mean we should not have relationships? No, not at all. Have relationships, have children, earn money. But remember that inflow will be balanced by outflow. The pain, the happiness will be accompanied by pain. To trap oneself into one of the dualistic opposites, that I just want happiness, I do not want pain, is suffering. So sometimes enlightenment becomes an object of fascination for a spiritual seeker, where he or she says that if I attain something which I don't have now, then I will experience only happiness and peace. But that is not how life flows. When we accept that that is not how life flows, we eventually prepare ourselves for every eventuality, for every outcome. It is not to say that one will not experience pain. Pain will be experienced, but there will be no suffering associated with that pain. And that will bring peace. But pain in the moment will be experienced, just like happiness in the moment is experienced. So here Ramesh says that no one can achieve enlightenment because the one that is trying to achieve enlightenment, that individual itself is the obstacle to enlightenment. The existence of the separate self is in opposition to enlightenment. So when this last desire also goes away, that is when the spiritual seeker understands that there is no one to get enlightened, and there is actually nothing that the seeker is seeking. It is nothing new that the seeker is seeking. Seeker is seeking that peace and happiness which is already there as the most intimate experience of all of us, which is our own presence, our own being. And it is not a function of time. It is not attained through practices. It is not attained by making oneself better or worthy for happiness. That happiness is innate to us. It is there, it is here. It is here and it is now. It is not a function of time. So when the last desire of seeking enlightenment disappears, that is when the true enlightenment happens. That is what the masters say. Other than that, there is no inherent meaning to any enlightenment or enlightened state or awakened one. There is no one, there is only the one with the capital O, but no small ones. That is the concept here.